Hello students, how are you doing? I trust you're staying safe. Please do continue to stay safe. My name is Ms. Daniel and you're welcome once again to another online class. Today we'll be treating the sixth topic on our scheme, which is question tags. Question tags. Okay, before we move on to today's topic, we'd like to look at learning objectives. What are learning objectives for this class? So at the end of this lesson, you should be able to define question tags, give responses, to positive and negative tags. So moving on, question tags are short phrases in a question. What are question tags? Question tags are short phrases in a question form, such as isn't it, isn't he, aren't we, added to a sentence, requiring the listener to a question asked to confirm it by giving an immediate answer. I said question tags are short phrases in a question form, such as isn't it, isn't he, aren't we, added to a statement, requiring the listener to a question asked to confirm it by giving an immediate answer. Question tags in various forms. Now, question tags are in two major forms. We have the positive statement and also the negative statement. When a positive statement is made, a negative tag or quotation is required and a positive response is given. When a positive statement is made, a negative tag or quotation is required and a positive response is given. And when a negative statement is made, a positive tag or quotation is required and a negative response is given. Now, what does this simply mean? This simply means that a positive statement requires a negative tag and a positive response. Also, a negative statement requires a positive tag and a negative response. So it comes in three ways: positive statement, negative tag, and positive response. Negative statement, positive tag, and negative response. So moving on, what are the rules? There are rules to the formation of a question tag. Like I said earlier, we have the positive statement, we have the negative tag, and the positive response. The first one, I am going. This is a positive statement. I am going. So the tag that follows this positive statement must be negative. Okay, you cannot have a positive statement and a positive tag. No. So a positive statement, I am going, then the negative tag becomes, am I not? Then the response should be positive, yes, you are. I am going, negative tag, am I not? Yes, you are. Then this is an example now of a negative statement. I am not going. Why is this a negative statement? The not makes it a negative statement. You look at the first statement, I am going, that's a positive statement without the not. So the negative statement because I am not going. So the not in this statement is the negative part, is what makes the statement negative. So positive tag becomes am I, positive tag am I, then the response must be negative as well. Then it becomes no, you're not. No, you're not. The third rule is this: the auxiliaries and pronouns repeat themselves in the tag. The auxiliaries and pronouns repeat themselves in the tag. For example, he will go, won't he? Now, you must not change the pronoun of a negative or in a question tag. You must not change the pronoun. For example, we have he will go. You can't say won't she. He will go, won't she? No, that's a very wrong statement. He will go, won't he? So won't he corresponds with the statement. So the pronoun must not change. Or he will go, for example, you can't say won't it. That would be very wrong. So he will go. Won't he? You must ensure that the pronoun corresponds. Then the next, we shall go. Shan't we? Okay, we shall go. It will be wrong for you to say we shall go. Shall, and you now then you say won't we? We shall go. Won't we? That's very wrong. So the auxiliary and pronouns must correspond. We shall go. Shan't we? He will go. Won't he? The next rule is other verbs used to, does, did in negative interrogative. I broke. Didn't I? I broke. Didn't I? I broke. Didn't I? I broke. Didn't I? Other verbs use, do, does, did in negative interrogative. He brushes his teeth. Doesn't he? He brushes his teeth. Doesn't he? It would be wrong to say do he or don't he. He brushes his teeth. Doesn't he? Then the last truth is this: the statement tag and response must always be in the same verb tense. The statement tag and response must always be in the same verb tense. So you must not change a simple present tense to a past, to the simple past tense. So it must remain in the same tense. So first rule, you have the positive statement, the negative statement, and the positive response. For example, I am going. Am I not? Yes, you have. Then the negative statement, positive tag, and the negative response. Am I not? I am not going. Am I? No, you are not. Then I said the auxiliaries and pronouns repeat themselves in the tag. The auxiliaries and pronouns. The auxiliary in this sentence, he will go, won't he? The auxiliary there is will. He will go. And the pronoun in this sentence is he. He will go, won't he? So you won't change he will go to, then it becomes he will go. Can't he? You will notice the auxiliary has been changed. So he will go, won't he? We shall go, shan't we? Then the next rule is that other verbs use do, does, did in the negative interrogative. I broke, didn't I? He brushes his teeth, doesn't he? Then the last rule is the statement tag and the response must always be in the same verb tense. So, moving on to the next, we'll look at some question tags example. You know, I said that the first rule of question tag is that the positive statement must have a negative tag and a positive response. So it would be wrong to give a positive tag to a positive statement. No. So the first is she is eating. She is eating. Then the tag should be isn't she? Yes, she is. She is eating. Isn't she? Yes, she is. So you can't say she is eating. Is she? No. That is positive and positive. So the statement must be positive and the tag must be negative. She is eating, isn't she? Yes, she is. The next example, he was going. Wasn't he? Yes, he was. He was going. Wasn't he? Yes, he was. Kunle will cry. Won't he? Yes, he will. He teaches me. Doesn't he? Yes, it does. So taking a look at these sentences, you will notice that the positive statement, the negative tag, and the positive response goes hand in hand. Moving on to the next, here we have the second form of a question tag. We have the negative statement, the positive tag, and the negative response. She is not eating. Is she? No, she isn't. Why is this sentence in the negative? The not in these sentences indicates that the sentence is in the negative. She is not eating. Is she? No, she isn't. He was not crying. Was he? No, he wasn't. Kunle will not cry. Will he? No, he won't. He does not teach me, does he? No, he doesn't. Now, if you take a good look at this sentence, you notice that the pronouns in this sentence and the auxiliary does not change. The pronouns and the auxiliary in these sentences must not change. Also, the tenses of the verb must not change. If we have the statements in the present tense, for example, the response must as well be in the present tense. So looking at more examples of the question tags. I don't need to finish this today, do I? I don't need to finish this today, do I? Now this statement, I don't need, is in the negative, and the tag do I is in the positive. James is working on that, isn't he? James is working on that, isn't he? Your parents have retired, haven't they? The phone didn't ring, did it? The phone didn't ring is a negative statement. The phone didn't ring is a negative statement. So the tag must be in the positive. The phone didn't ring, did it? It was raining that day, wasn't it? Your mom hadn't met him before, had she? Jenny eats cheese, doesn't she? I said that already, didn't I? The bus stops over there, isn't it? None of those customers were happy, were they? So taking a good look at these sentences, you realize that is either the statement is in the positive and the tag is in the negative, or the statement is in the negative and the tag is in the positive. So a brief summary of everything I've been talking about. I said a question tag is a small question at the end of a statement. A question tag is a small question at the end of a statement. Question tags are used when asking for agreement or confirmation. Question tags are used when asking for agreement or question or confirmation. I said we have a positive tag plus a positive statement plus a negative tag. So to make a complete statement here, we have a positive tag plus a negative question tag. Let's take a look at this example. You are a student, aren't you? You are a student, aren't you? So you are is in a positive. Aren't you is what? In the negative. So look at you here is a subject pronoun and it comes after an auxiliary or a form of the verb to be. And also, I said a negative statement comes together with a positive question tag. For example, Mary isn't a teacher, is she? Mary isn't is negative. Is she is what? In the positive. Mary isn't a teacher, is she? So she is a subject pronoun. It is used to replace the noun or a noun phrase. Like I said earlier, the auxiliary and the pronouns does not change. Also, the tense of the verb must not change. It must remain the same. So intonation has a lot to do with question tags. Intonation and meaning. The intonation of a question tag shows the exact meaning of it. The intonation of a question tag shows the exact meaning of it. If the intonation of the question tag goes up, it means you are not sure and you want to know the answer. For example, John doesn't speak Spanish, does he? John doesn't speak Spanish, does he? So here the intonation goes up. John doesn't speak Spanish, does he? If the intonation of the question tag goes down, it means you are checking or confirming information or making a conversation. John doesn't speak Spanish, does he? So, does he? Now, if the tone intonation goes up, that checks. That means one is not sure. But if it goes down, this means that the speaker is checking for a confirmation. So I want to thank you for watching this video, and I hope you understand what a question tag is all about. So go back to your notes copy your notes, attempt your assignments, keep staying safe, and please do the needful. I look forward to doing this again. Bye for now.